Everyone knows Rami Khatib. A child of East Jerusalem's Old City, he knows every corner of these maze-like ancient streets.
When I was 12, I began to depend on myself. So I went to the school here, and at the same time I opened a stand in the street. That's when the love story between myself and the old city of Jerusalem began. I got to know people, the shop owners, the youth, and my entire life was inside the old city of Jerusalem.
He's an activist documenting what happens here. He says capturing incidents on camera is so important because there's no equality for Palestinians. Many have been released, he says, after he gave them his pictures to be used in court. He himself has also been arrested by the Israeli security forces. Here he is filming Jerusalem Day 2 years ago, an Israeli national holiday commemorating the reunification of Jerusalem after it occupied the east of the city after the 1967 Six-Day War. He says he's confronted by the right-wing march.
The situation is very dangerous inside the old city of Jerusalem. There are a lot of provocations. The Judaization of the area. There are provocations against churches and mosques. In the al-Aqsa compound, there are a lot of provocation by the extremists.
Under the sensitive status quo that governs the holy site, Jews are not allowed to pray here. But there have been increasing calls for that to change, including from members of the Israeli parliament. The site is known to Jews as the Temple Mount, and they consider it their holiest site. And this is why Palestinians believe Israel has a bigger plan to slowly take control of the site, which is under Jordanian administration. Al-Aqsa is a sensitive issue, as shown by the popular movement of the last 2 weeks.
The world should know that this is a very dangerous situation. In my opinion, before the conflict with the Israelis was political, now they are pushing the people and themselves to make it a religious one. And if this continues, it would be a big problem.
Rami shows us the various Israeli flags flying over the old city. He says more and more right-wing Jews are moving in. A fact, he says, no Palestinian can change. Here a group stands in the shadow of the Dome of the Rock. Israel says it has no intention of changing the status quo of this holy site. But for the Palestinians of Jerusalem's old city, the facts on the ground send a different message. Stefanie, Dekker, Al Jazeera in the old city of Jerusalem.